Test, 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 test. Are we live? Are we good? No, we're not. This is a recording. I decided I'm not going to stream today. I don't feel like streaming, but I thought about a thing while I was at work, and I was very curious to see Ethan's social event in Pokemon Academy Life Forever. So, we're going to go back to our save. Should be this one, who needs a map. And we're going to load it up. We're supposed to meet Ethan on the mountain. I remembered that existed, but I didn't find a way to get to the mountain, I don't believe. I've never tried going to the mountain since it was a school thing, so I want to assume... How do you get to the mountain? Visit Seaport, Silver's Gang, head back. So this is gonna waste a turn. I do know when Ethan went to the mountain on his own, he went, it showed him in the field. There it is. Mountain. We rode our Cyclizar up to the mountain. Now, do we get the option here? Is that Ethan? Wow. Alright, it's lagging a little bit. Because I have, like, background stuff going on because I wasn't thinking about loading this up earlier. So forgive me if it's a bit strange. Anyway, is that Ethan? You follow Ethan into an icy cave. However, as soon as you step in, you don't see him anywhere. Ethan, bud, you around? Oh, we're still wearing our, uniforms. Instead of wearing our casual clothes. It's our free time, so you'd think that'd be the case. No, hey, yeah. I came up here to train. I was just checking out the echo in this cave. Check this out. I'm here! I'm here! I'm here! I'm here. Neat, huh? And all that ice makes it kinda pretty, too. Pretty as in... Pecorant? Peturant? I don't know words. I'm not streaming, so I don't care about trying to do it right. What? It's a Pokemon from, Kitakami. Creates mochi zombies. That's what I've heard, anyway. They're meant to be extremely rare. Never heard of it. Probably a later gen Pokemon. Gotcha. Well, I'm outsies. Looks like there aren't any Pokemon in this cave now, so we should probably head to the main path. Sure, I'll spend just a little bit more time in here. You go on ahead. Sounds good, man. Don't spend too long in here, though. You'll go crazy talking to the echoes. I'll keep that in mind. Is that the end of his event? You spend a bit more time looking around the cave, but besides a large rock that seems somewhat out of place in the cave, nothing grabs your attention. Every few minutes, a single droplet of water lands on the rock, very, very slowly, covering it in ice. Perhaps a long time in the future, this rock will be fully frozen. That'll be used for an evolution. Wow. Or perhaps the frozen water will worm its way into the rock's cracks and just shatter it to pieces. We must pray that the rock can endure. Ethan's right. This place does not make you go crazy. Or does make you go crazy. I'm gonna drink some water. Sure, I'm not streaming now. However, say it's a hot day, and I'm still thirsty. Did I say that? Did I read the line? I don't think I actually did. Alright, let's get out of here, yeah. Oh, Ethan, what happened to you? She keeps saying that. How different is he? Thank goodness you've got that boot to watch out for you, at least. Oh. I'll figure this out, Ethan. Ethan, don't worry. Alright, kinda glad I didn't stream. Excuse me, that would have been a bit of a letdown for a stream. I was expecting way more. Hold on, what if we head back to campus? Is that just gonna be Ethan's whole plot line? Do we not even get like a rank up with him? Oh, hold on. That's the trigger. That's not the event, that's the trigger. And that means that sucks. We're not actually going to get to experience the event. If I... Actually, no, because what I did was I went to Inspira, then I went to this. Then that ended it. No, because we're still not going to get to see the event properly. If I want to train up my boys. That actually kind of sucks. Just checking things. We head up with Cyclozar. Is that Ethan? Whoa, what's going on? Hey, broski of the Moski. Whoa, what? Oh my god, events. I was gonna say, no way, that's the whole event. The downside of this, doing Nate's story and then this story, we have to waste an entire turn just to get Ethan's activated. But I want to see what's up with Ethan before week 8 comes out, which this is being recorded like maybe 3 days, 2 days, 3 days after I recorded the last VOD, so I mean, you know, not much has really changed since. Oh, yes! Random theory drop. When I was at work, I was thinking about this game because I love this game. Random thought I had. There's a Unovan who's been going around doing just a bunch of criminal actions, right? And he's been region hopping, and he's basically on the run from Unova, I think, is what the lore is. Well, I saw a random meme on Twitter of Colress, aka Pokemon Black 2 White 2's one baddie. And basically he was saying stuff like, oh, hey, you know, I'm here, blah, 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 when he was in Pokemon Sun and Moon, I think it was. And then it was the Robert Downey Jr. meme where he's like black and white and holding his chest and like, whoa. And it was basically saying like, I have fled from, or I'm avoiding Unova, I ran away from Unova due to my because I'm wanted for many war crimes or something like that. And it got me thinking, I think Colress is the guy who Nate, B, and Hilbert are all linked to. I think. It makes sense with Nate because Black 2, White 2. But I don't know, it's a whole thing. I'm still thinking about stuff. But it's a random thing that popped up and made me think like, hey, that's a possibility. Because I never, like, played all the way through Pokemon Black 2, White 2. So I'm not the most familiar with what all Colress has done. But if he's somehow linked in with stuff, then it makes sense. Anyway, I want to go look for Ethan. Runaway fugitives. Oh, it's this one. You've been wandering the hallways aimlessly for a while, when you're suddenly hit by a strong wave of exhaustion. I've been doing too much, burning the candle at both ends. Maybe I should go to bed and call it early. Pika! Whoa, buddy. Or whoa, hey, buddy. Easy with the biting. What was that about, huh? Since when have you cared if we go to bed a bit early? Pika! Jeez, don't worry, bud. I'm fine. Just tired. Something about that casual dismissal sticks in your mind. Your thoughts wander to where you've heard that phrase before. Ethan. Jeez, don't worry, man. I'm fine. Just tired. drinking water, sorry. Maybe I should find Ethan? Pikachu! Whoa, he didn't say Pikachu. But where is he? It's weird that I don't have his phone number after all this time. You look at your dorm door, where your feet have unconsciously taken you. No way, he couldn't actually be. Hey man, you're back early. He was staring. You are too. Sorry, you know, nose blowing. Nah, I usually get back to the dorm earlier. After classes, I pretty much come back here. See, I was wondering, because he's always sleeping so much during, like, the lunch class, or, like, the lunch period. And his friends list was so empty that I was curious about, if he had any connections to the whole... Or, excuse me, if he was really going around making any connections or anything. Anyway, what's the occasion? None of the others are here. Looking for one of them? Nah, I just thought we could chat. That's never good. Is this an intervention? I swear my gotcha habit is under control. These are choices, and I can quit at any time. What? No, dude, I just wanted to chat. Seriously. I remembered that talk we had on Argent Mountain, and I realized we don't hang out enough. Wait, what's a gotcha habit? And should I be concerned? Wait, you don't know what gotcha is? No. Dude, why do I relate to Boots so much? It's like, I know what it is now, but for the longest time, I heard people talk about gotcha stuff all the time, and I thought they were always talking about, like, the Luname games, like Gotcha Life, Gotcha World, or whichever, with the little anime characters dress-up game. But then, eventually, I want to say it was like, what was it, maybe 2021, 2022, that I learned what gotcha was? I was late to it. I was very late to it. No? That's crazy. The first gotcha game was literally invented in the Kanto region, man. Dragonite Collection. I feel like I'm missing out. Oh no, honestly, this is pretty great. Once you know what it is, it's a total psychohazard. Better you never learn. It's like the game, which I lost. You know, I thought we were basically identical, but it's starting to sound like our childhoods were a bit more different than I thought. That's probably for the best. If it turned out that we were the same kind of we had the same kind of childhoods, I'd probably have ordered some kind of genealogy test just to be sure. I'll be honest, the thought has occurred to me before. Ethan looks down at his phone and quickly taps a couple places on the screen. Alright, I set up my macros. So for the next 22 minutes, my phone will just be running my dailies. I recognize some of those words. Can't believe the developers actually expect people to do it manually. They have no respect for their players' time. Seriously. Anyways, let's chat. I kinda think I get the gist of your childhood, but why don't you recap it for me? Sure. Honestly, there's not much more to tell you that I didn't tell you on the first day. I grew up in Pallet. Had a bunch of friends until Blue made a mistake. That's rough, buddy. Then my girlfriend turned into the moon. Oh shit, for real? So when we use Moon Blast, does that mean... No, you're not blasting my girlfriend. Tell me about it. Or wait, tell me about it. Still dealing with the fallout from that one. It was just my mom and I. Still is, actually. She doesn't make a lot of money. works for a call center based out of Saffron, but her job's remote, so she doesn't have to leave home. Anyway, what about you? You said you grew up in New Barktown, right? Yeah. Never had to deal with the money thing, though. Sorry about that. Hey, it's part of life. Maybe I learned some lesson growing up poor. Maybe without that, I would have ended up a total prick. Maybe. I find that sometimes bad things just happen to good people for no reason, though. But then you have to define bad and good. And that's a level of philosophy I'm not prepared to get into in yesterday's pajamas. You're wearing regular clothes, though. That's how I sleep, in my regular clothes. As our old roommate Hilby would say, your powers of observation of the obvious are unparalleled. Dude, you shouldn't sleep in your clothes. Tell me at least take off your socks. I cannot tell a lie. Dude. Boot, it's not a big deal. Like, do I smell? I mean, I haven't smelled you recently. You attempt to... I don't want to say words wrong. Take a step closer to Ethan. You better not be about to sniff me, dude. I love when his eyes go, like, with the blank stare. You attempt to, take a step back from Ethan. Nah, you're right. Sorry, I know it's a bit gross. Just seems like a bit of a waste to switch outfits, you know? I get it, Ethan. It's alright, man. Maybe I came on a bit strong. My mother used to have a real thing about getting up every day, changing clothes, going outside, talking to neighbors, getting a bit of sunshine. Don't know if there was any science behind it, but those little rituals always made the days feel full. Even though Pallet was a quiet, empty town, having something to do every day helped me make use of my time. Glad that worked for you. I never really had anyone pushing me like that in my life. There was Chris, Professor Cherry, but I mean, she was my babysitter. It's not like a babysitter can be around all the time like a mom. And then she went away for a couple of years anyway. I'm sorry. Can't miss what you never had, right? Who knows? Maybe it would have been worse for me. If you don't mind me asking, what about your parents? Dad's the only one there. Mom doesn't live with us. He makes a lot of money, but Dad sends her like 10% of every paycheck he makes. Her divorce lawyer was pretty good. Supposedly, she's saving that money for me, but if she's not coughing it up to help pay for the literal most expensive school in the world, I'm pretty sure we're never going to see it. Yeah, that makes sense. So it sounds like we're comfortable. Or you were comfortable. What did your dad do? Mayor of Goldenrod. Sorry? Mayor of Goldenrod, dude. He's the mayor of Goldenrod. I mean, my great whatever grandpa founded the city, so it's kind of family business. Are we going to point out the fact that he's the mayor of Goldenrod, so he probably, like, doesn't live with Ethan? Oh my god, your last name is Gold. Hey, you got it. Confession time. I love seeing that look of realization on people's faces. But yeah, that's it. The city's named after an ancestor of mine, actually. Also lends itself some pretty easy and shameless pickup lines. I'm sure you can guess them. Great, I think you just ruined Goldenrod for me. You're a loss, my guy. But didn't you say you grew up in New Barktown? Your father was always marrying half a region away. How did that work out? That's why Professor... screw it, I'm gonna call her Chris. Anyway, that's why Chris and I spent so much time together. Sometimes I'd go to Professor Elm's lab and play there too. Mostly, I'd just keep myself entertained, though. I figured out how the internet worked pretty young. Looking back on it, that was a blunder, but at least I wasn't bored. And sometimes, there was someone else. So yeah, didn't spend a whole lot of time with my dad. He's a cool guy, though. We chat online a bunch. You mentioned marrying was a family business. Do you think you'll go for it? Could you seriously see me as a politician? I guess I'm a bit more patriotic about Johto than the average Joe, but... Nah, don't have much attachment to Goldenrod, honestly. I've only been there a couple of times to visit my dad, and one with Chris when we were checking in on her sister. Why didn't you just live in Goldenrod, though? Blank eye stare to the side. Dunno, man. Oh. Hey, come on, don't give me that, don't give me that kicked hound hour look. I had the entire house all to myself. And it's not like I was being ignored. Like I said, Dad and I would chat. Often. How often? Whoa, getting a bit interrogative there. Interrogative, aren't we, Inspector Foyle? I don't know, man, like, often. Oh, buddy. I want to give him a hug, but no. I said don't look at me like that, dude. Sorry. Nah, I'm just grumpy. Or I'm just being grumpy. Sorry about that. Didn't get enough sleep last night. I'm fine, just tired. How long have you been tired? Bit of a weird question. Like, almost 10 years at this point. Huh? Okay, maybe my thing was a weird question. But that's a weird answer. 10 years exactly? Nah, almost 10 years. Okay, that's not what I'm asking, or that's not what I was asking. How can you be so specific? What happened 10 years ago? Beats me, man. But you can say exactly when it happened? Yup. You want to talk about it? Only if you want to. I'm asking. Your funeral, my guy. Backstory. When I was a kid, I was better. My memory was better. It was easier to get myself to do things. I was smarter, friendlier, even kinder. I remember who I was. I can see it in the past, clear as glass. But now I'm... this. And I don't know what happened. Elm used to say, "Oh, he's so pleasant to have in class. He'll be a professor someday." They tried to move me up a grade a couple times. I had tons of friends, man. Sure, that's hard to believe. But even other stuff, like patterns. I'm crap at recognizing patterns, you know? Figuring stuff out by myself. You know, those dumb questions I ask to get a laugh? Half of those aren't even jokes, man. To figure something out, I gotta sit down and spend like 10 minutes on it. I used to be a whiz in math, and I could read a whole book in an afternoon. 300-pager easy. Now I barely remember how to divide, and haven't read anything without pictures in years. I can tell my own Pokemon are angry at how I command them in battle. It's like they expect more of me, and... I expect more of myself too, man, you know? I don't want to be a screw-up in everything I do, and I know that I have more in me, because I used to be better. This is sad because I can heavily relate to it. I've reflected way too much on my past and compared me now to me of my past. And I have seen a massive decline in, like, how I functioned with so much of my stuff. It's a weird thing. But then I just lost it. And I don't know what I lost, but it's some kind of ache. Like, I used to have a fifth limb, and it's just gone now. Shit, sorry, didn't mean to trauma dump on you like this. You struggle to find the right words. Perhaps there are no words alone that are right enough. Hey, can you do me a solid and just forget this conversation ever happened? No. Agree to forget. Deny his wish. Ooh. Ethaning. Okay, so far we've agreed and we've agreed when he just wants us to stop. But deny. Never. Huh? Hold on, keeping an ear out for a second. Okay, should be fine. Presumably. Never. I'm never going to forget this. I'll never forget any part of this. Great. I'm so sorry you feel like this, Ethan. If there's anything I can do to help, any way I can show you how cool you are now, then... Dude, we're talking. That's a huge help. I don't mean talking. I don't mean something I can say to make you feel better. I'm asking about what I can do to help you feel better. Do? I don't think there's anything that can be done, dude. I mean, it's all in my head. I mean, let's be real. I'm actually hoping I've got some kind of problem so that maybe someday a genie could just snap its fingers and undo it, you know? I just gotta get over it. Hey, stop talking about my friend like that. Hey, I'm just talking about... Oh. Ah, see? That's what I'm talking about. Took me a second to figure out what you were saying there. Back in the day, that'd be done. Boom, easy as pie. Anyway, if there was anything that could be done, I mean, yeah, I'd go for it. But there isn't, my guy. I'm thinking. Godspeed. You noticed this happened almost 10 years ago, right? Yeah. Do you remember anything else that happened around that time? Nah, not really, man. I was pretty young. Kinda got a shitty memory on a good day. Even for stuff that happened yesterday. I think a decade ago is a bit of a reach. Maybe. Maybe. Let's look it up. Huh? I've kinda got a horrible memory for, like, dates and events, too. So if we look up stuff that happened about 10 years ago, 1993 to 1995, then maybe something will remind you. What? You're going to just, like, look up world events for a 2-year period and just see if it remind me of anything? That does sound a bit excessive, but they don't need to be world events. Just stuff that happened in the area of New Barktown around 10 years ago. You didn't go anywhere, did you? Not often. Like I said, Chris and I sometimes visited Goldenrod. Honestly, though, I could have been in a few places. I traveled a lot more back then. Always volunteering for stuff and signing up to go places. School had a ton of field trips, where we'd go to go with Professor Elm. I even went to other regions. That sounds familiar. Have you told me that before? Yeah, he came to Kanto. Nah, but when we first met, I mentioned, there was that one field trip our class took to Palatown when we first bumped into each other. That's something. I nearly forgot about that. Was that 10 years ago? Dude, I have no idea. Like I said, my memory's crap. I can ask my dad where... Actually, he probably wouldn't know where I was. Tell you what, next time we've got all three of us... next time we've all three of us, have got some free time, let's ask Chris, alright? Chris? Yeah, her mind's her mind's like a steel trap. She never forgets anything about anyone. She'd remember where I was, if she ever even knew. Alright, we'll get to the bottom of this. Do we have to befriend Chris? Kind of like how we did with, Hilbert and B. Really nothing to get to the bottom of, dude. I'm just a loser. The sooner we both accept it, the sooner we can move from it. I'm not moving on. You're funny, kind, and handsome. And if you can't see that, there's something very wrong here. I mean, I've been trying to figure out myself for a decade. If you manage to do it before the school year's over, I'll be a little pissed, not gonna lie. But hey! Aw. Maybe this is just another thing you're better at me than. Or you're better at than me. At least I can hope. Your heart shifts as you feel your relationship with Ethan evolve from friend to hope. Huh? She was coughing something up. Oh, Cyndaquil forever all, Quilava forever all, and Apom. Yellow is overjoyed. Dude, that's cute. Alright, now... should I text someone before I go to bed? I still don't have Ethan's number. Sucks. Anyways, I don't think it'd be here for this week. Yeah, his next thing isn't in this week. Because, no duh, this just unlocked. Well, it's been unlocked since the start, but we couldn't go to the mountain for the longest time. But if I was to put money on how this is going to go the next time they add to his story, it's going to be like probably the next rank with Professor Cherry. So that's what I'm going to guess. So anyway, my computer is probably going to be super filled up with most of this video. So I'm probably just going to end it here. Pretty sure we've already seen most of these interactions. Excuse me. So, thank you all for coming out. This is the end of the VOD, so... It's not even a VOD, this is the recording. Isn't that quirky? Felt like I could just sit back and relax for this one, because I just didn't care too heavily. Well, I cared about the thing, but more so having to keep up appearances and be, wah! I mean, that don't really change too much, but still. You catch my drift. Anyway, my storage is gonna be fucked, so... Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.